So Dion Jackson Miller came out with her statistics. And you know, everybody know that Dion Jackson are fully PNP. So me want to let it and pay keen attention of whatever she's saying.
So here are three things I think the PNP needs to be thinking about. One, the JLP seems to be standing still, but you are moving backwards. If you look at the numbers, JLP numbers have been pretty flat since September 2024. Support for the JLP, you could also say then pretty consistent in September. The PNP, on the other hand, lost nearly 7% since September 2024. So even if the PNP's argument is, well, the September 24 numbers were a little bit artificially inflated because we had just had conference and everybody did rile up, it still lost support since that time. Pointing out that the JLP numbers are flat shouldn't make the PNP feel any better, right? Because if they keep falling behind, them still are going to lose the race, even if the JLP is treading water and standing still in one position, now move. Number two, the PNP has been hammering away at this idea of corruption for the past few years. Every time you hear the opposition leader Mark Golding talking, he's talking about corruption. He's raising concerns about the fact that the Prime Minister's statutory declarations haven't been certified. Well, here's the thing. Based on what we're seeing in the poll, that ship now sail. Look at these poll numbers. Which party do you think is more committed to fighting corruption? 25.3% said JLP, 25.7% said PNP. Not sure, 22.6%, and then another 26.5% said none of them. So, about an equal percentage of Jamaicans are saying JLP is better at fighting corruption. Same percentage basically saying PNP is better at fighting corruption, and basically the same percentage saying none of them, and again another set of people saying we're not sure. Now, let me be clear, I'm not saying that the issue of corruption is not important. I'm not saying it's not to be spoken about. I'm not saying concerns are not being raised. I am saying, from a polling perspective, the voters are not taking this on in a way that's favorable to the People's National Party based on how they have been flogging this particular horse. The PNP is just not getting any traction on this issue, and that leads me to point number three for the People's National Party. Want to stand for? What are the ideas you're campaigning on? If I ask you, what are the PNP's big ideas for this country? You can't tell me. I know there are some ideas out there, but honestly, everything sounds like kind of coming from this spokesperson, coming from that spokesperson. It sounds like, say, every man a row him own boat, every man a fly him own kite. What are the positions, the proposals, the big ideas that are associated with the PNP and the party leader other than the Prime Minister's statutory declarations? And I know at this point in the video, the PNP people, them are rail up and I say, how they unnecessary we talk about this, how they unnecessary we talk about that. Look, the point I'm making is it's not working. Your messages are not resonating. If I have to raise the issue like this, it means that whatever you're saying isn't having any impact. We'll and come again. It feels sometimes like the PNP is hoping that Jamaicans vote out the JLP rather than give them a reason to vote in the PNP.
I don't want to hear that. So, but I look on them motorcade there, you know. I mean, I wonder if them motorcade there makes sense. I am of the opinion that not everybody can vote. But I could see now, because sometimes them people are follow up things now. But at the end of the day, them can't vote. You understand? Them cannot vote. Them not have the requirements and they're underage. But based on what Dion Jackson said or mentioned, PNP focus is not good for the stats because their focus is only focusing on one thing. One thing and one thing only. The money, as she mentioned, one. The money where Andrew Wellness have, or she's talking about corruption. That's what they focus on, and they're not bringing anything new to the table. So, they need to stop the crap and put something to the table where people can benefit from, instead of trying to invoke new tax on people. And also talking about this corruption issue. Corruption has been in existence for over a decade now, and the party who is mostly involved in corruption is the PNP party. Me know not gonna beat me for that, but I am not lying about that. The FinSac scandal, the selling out of these companies that Jamaica usually make millions from, maybe not millions, billions. Like the JPS, even the airport. My man, Manly Airport is owned by Mexico. I know enough people never believe that, or know that rather. But there's a lot of things. So I'm going to listen to what Dion Jackson Miller say and take heed and build a party. She's an activist with PNP, or should I say a journalist. So I just take heed and let's go and make it done. Run things.
Andrew Wellness, they are the team well strong. JLP, me say the thing up. From road work to work, we not ease up, prosperity around. The whole place stand up. Andrew in our place, tax cut for your support. Everything good, yeah, the money just upload. Get on you look, great, this is nice school. Believe in yourself.